Welcome back. So, when I'm thinking about the power of my words, it also makes me think about the power of love. So, personally, for me, I am beginning to operate more from love, from prosperity, from focus. And when you get to that place in life, and hopefully, when you're watching this video, you are seeking a place to start setting your life up to live the life that you have for you, not the life that your boss has for you, the life that your mother thought that you would have or should have, or a life that you see on TV, but you are seeking validation or a place to start living your life for you. So if you're at that place, you will be spiritually vulnerable, because to get to this place, you have to reorganize your thoughts or reorganize your life. You have to start setting those boundaries I've been talking so much about. And when I think about love, love is boundaries. Love is speaking up for yourself. Love is having a standard that you hold other people to, because you hold yourself to that standard when dealing with you. Now, when other people deal with other people, they can do it however they want to, however they choose. If other people let certain stuff slide, that's them. But you don't have to operate love and standards and boundaries from that place. So when I'm thinking about love, I'm thinking about more of my spirit. Once you start walking the walk of love, spirituality, like I said, abundance, prosperity, focus, dream, purpose. Once you start thinking about things like that and that priority, good health, treating people kindly, expecting people to treat you the same way in return, when you start making those type of moves and adjustments in your life, first of all, it makes you humble. It makes you so humble to remember that God didn't have to wake you up this morning. You didn't have to have the resources that you do have, even if it may not be all the resources that you desire. You still are showing gratitude for the little that you have or the abundance that you have. It also makes you want to be more gentle with other people and their spirits. Because when people do things that tick you off, it's not really them doing it. It's the spirit within them. It's the place within them where they are operating from and where they are on their journey. So when you start thinking about love, first loving yourself, you start to be able to see, that person is deficient in the love department for themselves. Now I see how other people could have seen me in the past and been like, oh, she don't love herself. Because if a person loved themselves, they wouldn't let that slide. They wouldn't be letting people talk to them crazy. They wouldn't be, settling for the bare minimum standards out of life. So once you start getting into your purpose, once you start keeping your nose down into your own business, I'm a part of the Mind My Business tribe, like Sarah Jake say. So that's me. I mean, unless somebody asks me to intervene, schedule a coaching session, help them out in some way, I'm the type of person, I like to mind my business. And it's only to protect me, because you can only control you. And once people start realizing that, even just like I said, operating from love, having that open spirit, being very sensitive to the spirits, tapping into your gifts, you'll start understanding, it don't matter how much you try to coach this person, how much you try to help this person. If that person is not at a place of loving themselves, it's nothing you can do to help that person except help yourself by keeping peace, keeping distance, saying, I love you, God bless you, and bye-bye. Only so that you can keep your inner peace, because mental health is mainly about peace, about love, about calm, about standards, boundaries, all of these things. Like, you think eating healthy, exercising, getting to your bomb weight, all that stuff is good for mental health, but it also is some of those social skills and emotional skills that you need to be in a good place and be able to stay there. And it starts within. And also, speaking about being humble, try your best to just love up on people, accept people for where they are and who they are, instead of trying to create images of people and make them be who we want them to be. You're more able to accept people from where they are and love them from there. Because after all, when you weren't not where you are now, you wanted somebody to be patient with you. You wanted people to love on you. You wanted people to embrace you from your brokenness. So sometimes you might have to put a little barrier in between you and the other broken person. But you still have to operate from a place of love, humbleness, gratitude, and all of that. So I wanted to also talk about love in the space of control. That's me. I think just being a mom and maybe growing up not having all the necessities I've needed, it has made me become so controlling. And once you release that control, give it over to God on a silver platter and realize it's not yours to bear. I was just listening to a song, Yolanda Adams, "The Battle Is Not Yours." That song just speaks to me because it reminds me and it helps me to stay, to stay not so boggled down with stress, with anxiety, with worry, but to willingly hand it over to God and say, God, you placed me in this world. I'm not supposed to be trying to figure everything out. Like even, just speaking life, showing love, setting boundaries, all of these things are going to help you release that control. And when you get focused, I just looked at my notes. When you get focused on God's plans that he had for you, number one, nobody can stop it. That's the beauty about God, believing in a higher power, practicing what he says and implementing it in your life. If you really believe, nobody can stop it. It doesn't matter any type of negative forces. I don't care what you call it, how you identify with it. It can't stop what God has for you. So when you get in the boat and the boat get a little rocky, get a little shaky, you're not going to sink, because God got a bigger plan, and no man here on earth can stop it. So that's something that I always rest in when I think about when things don't go my way, or when people are trying to make things more difficult than they need to be. Far as just interacting with day-to-day people, I always think about, you may be having a bad day today. Okay, granted. But you can't stop anything that I have going on unless I give you the power to stop it. But if you keeping your nose down, stay focused on whatever you got going on, nobody else can interfere with what you got going on, except if you allow them to be able to do that. And you may not have as much time as you had before to like kickle, play, kiki. You may not be able to have a lot of fun in your building phases because you're so focused on building. And people who respect that phase that you're in, which is people that love you, honor you, and hold you to a high standard as far as your prosperity and your kids' futures and things like that, they will understand. And people that walk away from you during your phase of transformation, your phase of isolation, your phase of staying focused on what God's dreams have, he's given you, and visions and steps that he asked you to take, sacrifices he's asked you to make. If people can't respect that and they are giving you a hard time walking away, threatening to walk away, or giving you ultimatums, don't let that deter you. Say, God bless you, and bye. And I just say that respectfully because other people are doing what they need to do to prosper in the land and to be able to do and fulfill their purpose. So you have to now step out on faith, step out on solidarity. You have to be okay with it just being you, because you the only person that got the vision. Other people who are connected to your vision will come. They will come throughout the process. Give it time. But anybody who is not being humble enough or respectful enough to respect the new direction you and your family are going on, you definitely have to separate yourself or put a little distance, because they are distractions. So don't let outside forces be distractions. Make sure you're loving on yourself. Continue to set those standards. Continue to speak up for yourself very respectfully. I always say that because sometimes you think you have to be a neck popping, that's just sometimes how you grew up. But you don't have to go about it that way. Sometimes you just have to say very politely, that right there is not okay. Can you please not speak to me in that way? And if people don't honor what you are asking, you have to move on. You have to get to a place where you have to say it's time to move on. I have to get away from you because now you are interfering with what God got me here to do. Once it snaps for you and you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be impacting the world, you're not going to have time to put the pieces together for people who just don't get it. They'll have to get it when you're away from them. But don't be afraid to tell loved ones, hey, I'm working on something. Hey, I don't have time to come. I know for me, I got an invitation for like a baby shower. I may not be able to come, but I'm still going to support that person by making sure that I'm honoring that they're having babies. So I'm really excited about, people good news, but you may not always be able to be present because you are working on your individual purpose, your goals, weight loss, good mental health, your business, your family. You have other things that you may find more of a priority than to attend certain events. But do everything in love. Once you start operating from a place of love, first loving yourself so that you can love other people, and then you doing that teaches other people how to love themselves. So I just wanted to tap in to talk about love because sometimes people get love confused. They think that, loving people means turning the other cheek and not saying anything, letting people run all over you, letting people talk to you crazy, letting people think that you are a doormat that they can continue to run over you. That's not the case. Love is speaking up for yourself in a respectful way. Love is monitoring your tone, dressing in an appropriate way where you feel beautiful to be able to accomplish the things that you have to accomplish in the world. So move forward in love. Understand that your spirit is very sensitive. And once you get to that humble and place of gratitude, you'll be able to be more gentle with other people, even when they are acting strange or providing challenges that don't need to be there. Your response can change a situation for the better. So let's go in love and have a great, lovely day. God bless.